After years of uncertainty, we finally have more information about why DrDisrespect was permanently banned from Twitch back in 2020. There are allegations that he was inappropriately DMing a minor back in 2017, his game studio has parted ways with him, and he's made a statement announcing a break from streaming. Today, I'm going to do my best to tell you everything you need to know about the situation. All this started back on Friday, June 21st, when Cody Connors, an ex-Twitch employee, published this tweet alleging that DrDisrespect was permanently banned on Twitch in 2020 because he was, quote, sexting a minor using Twitch's Whispers DM feature. The tweet also alleges that he was attempting to meet up with the person that he was messaging at TwitchCon. Since that tweet, multiple news outlets have published stories with unnamed sources corroborating the information in the original tweet. Doc's game studio has parted ways with him, and Doc has released a statement himself on the subject. But if you are unaware how we got to this point, let me take you back to June 26, 2020. That was the day that DrDisrespect was perma-banned on Twitch. The news was sudden, and the community wasn't given a reason for the banning. It was also particularly shocking because Doc had signed an exclusive streaming deal with Twitch just a few months earlier in March. It's also important to note that just days after his banning, he tweeted that Twitch had not notified him why he was banned, and later told the Washington Post that he didn't know why he was banned. Then, after 42 days of silence, Doc dramatically announced his return to streaming, this time on YouTube.
Why did you get banned? Guess what? I want you to look me in my eyes when I say this. We still have no idea.
The stream returned to massive viewership, but it still left everybody wondering what happened. So then things just kind of continued as usual. Doc still streamed, but it was on YouTube until a year later in 2021, when Doc discussed how the banning on Twitch had impacted his career and told everyone that he was suing Twitch.
But a lot of people ask me, do you know the reason? Yeah, I do know the reason why now. I've known for months now the reason why. And I'll just say this right now, champs. There's a reason why we're suing the out of them. Okay? I don't know how else to put it. The amount of damages and you just don't... No.
After that, some time passed until March of 2022. He said that he had resolved his legal dispute with Twitch and that neither party admitted to any wrongdoing. Twitch themselves provided a very similar statement to PC Gamer at the time. And that more or less brings us to where we are today. Doc has been streaming on YouTube ever since that original Twitch ban, and there has been very little substantive public discussion about why he was banned in the first place. Now, after Connors posted his original tweet, this story started to move very quickly. On Sunday, June 23rd, The Verge published a report from Ash Parrish citing an unnamed former Twitch employee that worked on Twitch's trust and safety team in 2020 during the time of the banning, who also alleged that DrDisrespect used Twitch Whispers to communicate with a minor and to initiate meeting up with that person at TwitchCon. After the tweet and the article from The Verge, on June 24th, Midnight Society, a game studio that Doc co-founded, announced that they were terminating their relationship with him in light of the recent allegations. And then later that day, Doc himself announced on stream that he was taking a vacation.
First and foremost, though, I did have a sort of a planned vacation coming up. I might just extend that starting now. One of these, let's take a step back.
In the wake of his announcement the very next day, Cecilia D'Anastasio at Bloomberg published a report citing 3 people, quote, with knowledge of the matter that claimed DrDisrespect had used Twitch's direct chat platform to, quote, exchange sexually explicit messages with a minor. And finally, DrDisrespect himself released a statement on June 25th. The statement is long, and we'll show you all of it, but I'm going to read to you his reaction to the specific allegations being made against him. Were there Twitch Whisper messages with an individual minor back in 2017? The answer is yes. Were there real intentions behind these messages? The answer is absolutely not. These were casual, mutual conversations that sometimes lean too much in the direction of being inappropriate, but nothing more. Nothing illegal happened, no pictures were shared, no crimes were committed. I never even met the individual. I went through a lengthy arbitration regarding a civil dispute with Twitch, and that case was resolved by a settlement. Let me be clear, it was not a criminal case against me, and no criminal charges have ever been brought against me. Now, from a moral standpoint, I'll absolutely take responsibility. I should have never entertained these conversations to begin with. That's on me. That's on me as an adult, a husband, and a father. It should have never happened. I get it, I'm not perfect, and I'll fucking own my shit. This was stupid. End quote. Now, notably, Doc originally posted this statement with the phrase, quote, individual minor back in 2017, end quote, in it, then edited the post to remove the word minor, then re-edited to put it back in. It's also important to note that back in 2017, DrDisrespect was 35 years old. So let's unpack all of this a little bit further. In this statement, DrDisrespect admits that there was a conversation with a minor back in 2017 that, quote, leaned too much in the direction of being inappropriate. He also says that he went through a lengthy arbitration process with Twitch, which we sort of already knew. He said that it ended in a settlement and no criminal charges were ever made against him. In the aftermath of this statement, there was quite a bit of reaction, as you'd imagine, including a statement from Robert Bowling, the studio head at the game studio Doc co-founded. Notably, in Doc's statement, he said that the two sides, quote, collectively decided to have him step down, whereas Midnight Society's statement said that they were, quote, terminating their relationship with him immediately. In addition to the Midnight Society news, Aftermath's Nathan Grayson also reported on June 25th that Turtle Beach will not be continuing their partnership with Doc. Now, from where I'm sitting, all these statements leave a few massive unanswered questions. And honestly, I don't know if we'll ever get the answer to them. But for me, I think they're pretty important to understanding everything that happened here. First, was DrDisrespect aware that he was messaging a minor back in 2017? And did he stop messaging them as soon as he found out? Understanding this might help us understand the exact nature of the exchange and his part in it. Second, why did it take so long for Twitch to take action? This happened in 2017 and Doc wasn't banned until 2020. When was Twitch notified and how did they go about making the decision? The Verge article cites a source who alleges that a significant amount of time passed between when the messages were sent and when the report was filed with Twitch, but doesn't specify an exact time frame. Aftermath story cites multiple secondhand sources that said that Twitch wasn't notified about the messages until 2020 and acted quickly once they found out. Based on the reporting Nathan Grayson did for the Aftermath story, according to those secondhand sources, quote, Twitch did not execute Beam's ban through standard channels, and only a small handful of employees were present when the decision was made. Documentation was also exceedingly scant, end quote. Next, what was the actual content of those Twitch whisper messages? Doc uses the phrase, quote, lean too much in the direction of being inappropriate, whereas the sources that Bloomberg spoke to described the message as, quote, sexually explicit. Lastly, when Doc says that he settled a civil dispute with Twitch, what does that actually mean? Was he attempting to get maybe some of the money back from his contract? What was the actual nature of that dispute? Now, aside from all these questions that everybody seems to be asking, there has been a ton of reaction to the news all over the internet. And one interesting perspective came from Ludwig, who shed some light onto what might have happened back in 2020 when Doc was banned just 2 days after Twitch updated their community safety policies.
2 days before he got banned, June 24th, there was a community update post that Twitch dropped. It said, we want to provide an update on our investigations into the recent allegations of sexual abuse and harassment involving Twitch streamers and actions we're taking. We're reviewing each case that have come to light as quickly as possible while ensuring appropriate due diligence as we assess these serious allegations. Here's the kicker. We've prioritized the most severe cases and we will begin issuing permanent suspensions in line with our findings immediately. 2 days after this post dropped, the Doc was banned.
Now, as I said, people are reacting to this all over the internet. You can go watch any Twitch stream you want. I'm sure they'll be talking about it. But I'm not really interested in showing you a bunch of streamers reacting to what I believe is a very serious issue. What I do want to show you is 2 reactions from people who have been playing with Doc ever since his ban.
My bottom line, I think, is if what he is saying, where he said that he was messaging a minor and it would sometimes lead to teeter on inappropriate, if he knew that was a minor and those were the messages being sent, I cannot support that.
You know, he was texting an underage girl and it went weird sometimes, you know, and look, just to be blunt and straightforward, man, that's inexcusable. It's unacceptable, right? There's no excuse for something like that. And I can't support it. I can't defend it. And look, the boys and I are torn up over it too, man, because we played a lot of games with the guy, and it feels a little weird, but what can you do, you know?
And that sums up basically everything we know as of the publication of this video. Doc is on vacation, and he emphatically says that he wants to return to content creation when he's done. That'll probably be on YouTube, where he's been ever since his Twitch ban. And if any new information comes to light on this situation in the next few weeks, we'll make sure to keep you up to date.